It's the time right now. Let's get you caught up on the latest with the federal workforce fallout that's impacting so many of you. Now, yesterday, a federal judge granted a temporary restraining order to prevent the Trump administration from implementing its deferred resignation program. This now gives undecided workers until Monday night to accept the deal. I want to bring in Jess Arnold right now with some perspective on how this directly is impacting millions of people. And Jess, you've been speaking with some of these federal workers, having conversations with them. What is the overall sentiment right now?
Well, one of them called it federal purgatory, and overall they've been saying it's a lot of confusion, it's a lot of concern,
Right.
not only for their own jobs, but also for the future of these agencies and for the future of the millions of people throughout the country and across the world who benefit from these programs.
Right. Did they tell you, when we were talking about this, did they tell you if they were going to accept these packages, considering the deadline is fast approaching?
Yeah, I asked all of them, and all of them emphatically said no. They did not plan to accept the resignation package. They said the ones at least that were still working especially and had not accepted it already said that they don't really trust the legality of the offer, and they don't also trust that the administration will follow through with any of these promises. Now, I do want you to hear from one employee of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. He has worked for the federal government for over 12 years, and he has been through multiple transitions of power. He says this is unprecedented. Now, I am protecting his identity since we don't know what's on the horizon for his job, which he does currently still have.
There's no details. There's no, information. Everybody's real confused and kind of running around wondering what the heck's going to happen next and what kind of job we're supposed to be doing. And we don't even have anybody heading the agency right now. So confusion at this point.
Now, I also spoke with multiple employees with the Department of Education who were placed on leave just about a week ago through letters like this one that one was able to share with me. It's on your screen right now. It says it's quote unquote pursuant to the president's executive order on DEIA, and it bars them from accessing their government emails. They tell me it appears to them that this is because they attended DEI trainings, some of which were actually instituted during President Trump's last term, which you can see in this memo that we're pulling up here from former Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos. Now, this memo has a message from her that says, quote, "We all share the responsibility to ensure diversity and inclusion through ED." Now, again, this was a Secretary of Education appointed by President Trump during his prior term. But they say they've had no communication since receiving these letters, placing them on leave about the official cause of this said leave, or even the status of their job. Now, as we've heard at these protests all week as well, the federal workers that I spoke with say that they don't think the public is really fully grasping how serious and scary they say it is that Elon Musk, who was not elected, was not approved by Congress, has access to all these agencies' data. The White House says that Musk is not involved where he has a conflict of interest, but employees worry about him accessing their personally identifiable information. We're talking things like banking details, email addresses, cell phone numbers. Now, all the while, they are trying to educate the public about this silence service work that they have been doing for decades and how it is essential and not inefficient. Now, here is that FHFA employee again.
We're trying to do our best for the public as a whole. The mission is to serve the public. So we're not going out there and, spending all your hard-earned money on parties and whatnot. It's mostly making sure that banks follow the rules and, some people in other countries get a little food and a little foreign aid, and the tax money comes in when it's supposed to and goes to where it needs to go. It's pretty bedrock stuff that we do, and I really wish that there would be somebody out there that would be a little bit more supportive of sort of our mission long term and what we do for the country.
Yeah, and wisdom, something else that employees were telling me, it's also impacting their living situations because, federal workers are stationed throughout the country. Some may have been getting ready to move on assignment, and now they're in limbo of whether or not they do that move, they move forward with an apartment or need to get one here in the area, if they even have a job here. So it's a lot of uncertainty and confusion. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And as we mentioned, we talked to Senator Kaine yesterday from Virginia, and Glenn Ivey is also talking about how, before you make a move on any of this, we've set up a system where you can contact us and we may be able to help you navigate through some of this before you make any final decisions, because we don't know how this is all going to play out, as you've just detailed in your report.
And these employees said that they've been working with the representatives. They advised doing that as well, and to continue demonstrating. There is one that they believe is scheduled for one happening at the Department of Education today, so we'll hope to follow that.
All right, Jess Arnold, great job. Thank you very much for your report. Allison.